Yo gang, back again, oi. Now if you want to help this channel out and the content I create for you guys, head to hittersanddrillers.com where you can buy one of these tees available in a white. Other items and colorways will be available soon, and the money raised goes a hell of a long way to help me create videos for you guys. And now massive shout out goes to for suggesting this one, and this one is Bugzy Malone with December. So without further ado, let's get into this one. Man like Bugzy, come on.
Bugzy 24 Malone. Hours in the same place. Told them I need me a vacay. I never get round to the vacay. Bank statements making me lazy. Everyday payday. I stopped eating meat in 18, still I got a full plate. You never know when the beef can go off. I didn't want to show off, but when you're the first in, I need their hearts to beat when they see me in person. How is it a 50-50 if I need reimbursing? They can't drink from my table if they're not putting the work in. She was at home in bed, I'm busy flirting. Weekends I've got the weekdays merging, I swear.
Come on.
I'm just trying to keep waves in my hair, I wanna make a record or hold their torch in the air, why? Cause I feel alive when it all lights up. Let my enemies know that I don't give a fuck. And I swore to myself that I'd never look down when I first climbed.
Come on.
I've done well for an ex-gang member, and I've done bits and bobs just like what Montana done to Rebenga. I'm one of the last ones standing.
Rebenga, you know Rebenga.
And I've got trauma that creeps up on me that I try not to remember. I was born in December, 5 days before Christmas Day. Haunted by the ghost of the Christmas past. Didn't wanna blind them, so I kept my wrist tilted this way. I'm not afraid to drop to my knees and pray.
What?
Cause I never thought that I'd overcome this pain. I was born in December, 5 days before Christmas Day. Haunted by the ghost of the Christmas past. Didn't wanna blind them, so I kept my wrist tilted.
Man's in West End, yeah? That's Oxford Street,
I'm
right?
I'm not afraid to drop to my knees and pray.
Come on.
Cause I never thought that I'd overcome this pain. I've been studying psychology, cause I didn't wanna go see a psychiatrist. Thank God she accepted my apology, cause I don't even think I could do none of this. From day one, she proven herself. Back when I couldn't get shoes off the shelf, back when I couldn't even get into the club, didn't pop bottles, never had Louis on my belt. I'm ready to make a commitment. I've got trainers coming on a shipment. I've got an M in one account and an M that I put into the crib of your listening. Me and these rappers are different, cause most of these rappers chat fiction. Me, I'm just telling a story, the type that will go down in history. This is December, I told them I needed a choir. Plus I'm thinking out loud, so I'm gonna need quiet. I hope that I made them proud, but I bet they didn't. I've been practicing patience, let me apply it. I haven't been posting, I've not been replying. There's a lot of moving parts, so I needed some time. I already believe I don't need a sign.
He's setting up levels.
I already know the reason I shine.
Come on.
I was looking for symptoms online. Emotional instability, impulsive behavior, rage, sorrow, borderline personality. It's a disorder, but it's important, cause without that I just blend in. I'm just brave enough to say it out loud, I'm not unpretending. When I was on road, they'd say I was mad, and that was cool, cause we had to be bad. Now that I'm famous, I've had to change the way that I think and the way that I act. Emotionally switched off, I'm only just fixing it now. I've got to thank my girl for sticking around and holding me up, cause I could have drowned and never again will I let her down. Responsibility comes with a crown, and that's why I always frown. It was my job to build a bridge all the way from the north over to the south. And when they take shots, I watch it bounce off my body armor. I'm Marcus Aurelius, Julius Caesar. I used to suffer with sieges. I guess everyone's vulnerable. It's what you do with the struggle though. Can't believe I got trainers in
Talk the talk, man.
I used to be criminal, 29 years of December, but this one is a miracle. I've done well for an ex-gang member, and I've done bits and bobs just like what Montana done to Rebenga. I'm one of the last ones standing. Everyone's dead or in jail now, and I've got trauma that creeps up on me that I try not to remember. I was born in December, 5 days before Christmas Day. Haunted by the ghost of the Christmas past. Didn't wanna blind them, so I kept my wrist tilted this way. I'm not afraid to drop to my knees and pray.
Come on.
Cause I never thought that I'd overcome this pain. I was born in December, 5 days before Christmas Day. Haunted by the ghost of the Christmas past. Didn't wanna blind them, so I kept my wrist tilted this way. I'm not afraid to drop to my knees and pray. Cause I never thought that I'd overcome this pain.
That's something a little different still. Directed by LX. Okay. Album coming 2020. I'm flanging the creps there as well. Okay. Now the beat itself is produced by two producers that go by the name of Z Dot and Crunchy, starts with a warbled and twisted synthesizer laid in the background, with those xylophones laid on top. And when you think of the name of this song being December, and Christmas itself being a major theme for this month, it gives this track an eerie night before Christmas vibe. And then Bugzy Malone comes in painting that picture of the life he currently lives.
24 hours in the same place, told him I need me a vacay. I never get round to the vacay, bank statements making me lazy, everyday payday.
Even though Bugzy Malone's life has changed for the better, he himself remains aware of the dangers that would follow somebody like him just because of his success and who he is.
I stopped eating meat in 18, still I got a full plate. You never know when a beef can go off. I didn't want to show off, but when you're the first in, I need their hearts to beat when they see me in person.
And being the astute businessman that he is, he drops a very slick line in that regard as he goes on to say,
how is it a 50-50 if I need reimbursing? They can't drink from my table if they're not putting the work in.
Within this picture he paints, he seems to flip back and forth between that cutthroat world he's coming up in of success and a personal relationship very close to him.
She was at home in bed, I'm busy flirting. Weekends I've got the weekdays merging.
And then the beat itself drops back, allowing you to really listen to that picture that Bugzy is painting of his mentality and those battles he fights every day.
Cause I feel alive when it all lights up. Let my enemies know that I don't give a fuck. When I swore to myself that I'd never look down when I first climbed.
And if you're aware of the film Scarface, this next line will stick in your head.
I've done well for an ex-gang member, and I've done bits and bobs just like what Montana done to Rebenga.
Because Tony Montana was known for being the sort of guy who would do whatever he needed to do in order for him to get to where he wanted to get to. And then a very central theme to this song comes into play.
I'm one of the last ones standing. Everyone's dead or in jail now. And I've got trauma that creeps up on me that I try not to remember.
Within this song, Bugzy Malone himself is actually touching on things which have affected his mental health from way back then until today. And then he comes in with that hook where we find out why this track itself was named December.
I was born in December, 5 days before Christmas Day, haunted by the ghost of the Christmas past. Didn't want to blind them, so I kept my wrist tilted this way.
And towards the end of that hook, Bugzy Malone himself drops a very telling line.
I'm not afraid to drop to my knees and pray, cause I never thought that I'd overcome this pain.
Which links to what he says as he comes in on his second verse.
I've been studying psychology, started when I go see a psychiatrist. Thank God she accepted my apology, cause I don't even think I could do none of this.
As that pain itself is linked to those traumatic experiences and also what seems like a very important relationship. And the actual depth and realism of that relationship is made even more so impactful as he says.
From day one, she proven herself. Back when I couldn't get shoes off the shelf. Back when I couldn't even get into the club, didn't pop bottles, never had Louis on my belt.
At this point in the song, if you don't understand, Bugzy Malone himself has been through a hell of a lot. It seems to be at that point in life where the only things that matter to him are what's real. So in regards to that relationship, as he says,
I'm ready to make a commitment. I've got trainers coming on a shipment. I've got an M in one account and an M that I put into the crib. You're listening.
You get that feeling like that's genuinely what's best for him. And then the track itself does something unexpected.
This is December, I told him I needed a choir. Plus I'm thinking out loud, so I'm gonna need quiet.
As we hear it break down and Bugzy Malone goes into a more talking flavour as the vocals from the choir behind him set a more somber tone.
I hope that I made him proud, but I bet they didn't. I've been practicing patience, let me apply it.
And it feels like every bar he drops are snapshots from the thoughts around situations he's gone through more recently.
I haven't been posting, I've not been replying. There's a lot of moving parts, so I needed some time.
And out of those thoughts, something really deep comes to the forefront. We seem to get a psychological breakthrough.
I already believe I don't need a sign. I already know the reason I shine.
And in this breakthrough, you understand that Bugzy Malone really understands himself, as he lets us in on something that can only be very personal and somewhat scary to admit.
I was looking for symptoms online, emotional instability, impulsive behavior, rage, sorrow, borderline personality.
Now what I love about this moment in this song, where so many would look at that as a weakness, Bugzy himself chooses to look on the silver lining.
It's a disorder, but it's important, cause without that I just blend in. I'm just brave enough to say it out loud, I'm not unpretending.
The self-development in this brother is nothing short of astonishing. And for him to be so raw and honest and put it in his music, honestly makes you want to root for this brother so much more.
When I was on road, they say I was mad, and that was cool, cause we had to be bad. Now that I'm famous, I've had to change the way that I think and the way that I act. Emotionally switched off, I'm only just fixing it now.
And then he touches on that important relationship once again.
I've got to thank my girl for sticking around and holding me up, cause I could have drowned and never again will I let her down. Responsibility comes with a crown, and that's why I always frown.
And then Bugzy Malone drops my favourite line of the entire song.
I used to suffer with sieges, I guess everyone's vulnerable. It's what you do with the struggle though.
As that is so relatable to everybody listening to this tune, as we all have our different weak points and our own personal struggles.
Can't believe I got trainers in JD, but I used to be criminal. 29 years of December, but this one is a miracle.
And that's something that makes Bugzy Malone's story relate to an audience on a very humble and humane level, right before he comes in with that hook.
I've done well for an ex-gang member, and I've done bits and bobs just like what Montana done to Rebenga.
The visuals in this video are very plush, as we see in one of the opening scenes Bugzy Malone himself on a TV giving orders as the boss of an organization, to those shots in what seems like a church as he's delivering some sort of confession, to his performance in front of that choir, and also outside of that church in front of the BMW, and also those shots of him in the church with him and his boys.
I'm one of the last ones standing, everyone's dead or in jail now, and I've got trauma that creeps up on me that I try not to remember.
When you actually think about it, this is actually the deepest song I've heard from Bugzy Malone to date, as we get to peer into the mind, mental health and emotional struggles of a self-made artist who only seems to be getting better and better.
I was born in December, 5 days before Christmas Day, haunted by the ghost of the Christmas past. Didn't want to blind them, so I kept my wrist tilted this way.
Personally, I absolutely love this one, and this is most definitely going on my playlist, linked in the description down below.
I'm not afraid to drop to my knees and pray, cause I never thought that I'd overcome this pain.
Let me know what you thought of Bugzy's December in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys down there. Yo gang, it's your boy LeeToTheVI saying peace and love, and I'm out. Bow.